Great. Here we go. Hi, everyone. I'm Victor Lund. Welcome to this Zoom. We're going to have a lot of fun today. I had the opportunity to be introduced to Amy Stockberger. She's a broker who just absolutely slays her market. And she's going to tell you where that is. It's in South Dakota. But anyway, she's going to tell you about her market, her company, and things like that. I think the reason why I wanted to have Amy talk to folks is that we work with a lot of large brokerages around the country who are doing really well in market share, but they're, continuing on this treadmill of just trying to get their customers back through, social media campaigns and advertising on Zillow and homes.com and realtor.com and all those sites and all this monkey business. But what I think is really cool about Amy is that she figured out a way to unlock repeat business in her marketplace in a more meaningful way. She calls human to human, and we're going to talk about that in just a second. But, I have always believed that real estate brokers need to look at data as an asset. You need to understand who your customers are, what kinds of transactions they did, how they transacted with you across all your different business units. We roll that data into a customer for life strategy. So how can you really stay connected with those customers in meaningful ways? And all of our customers generally do it through digital. So, we've partnered with companies like homeowner.ai and iGo and Move Guru and you name it, like anybody who's built these solutions, these technology solutions that allow you to stay in touch with your customer. We just feel like that's the most important thing that people invest in. And then comes along Amy, and she's like, I don't do anything. I just stay connected to my customers. Like, wait, how do you do that? And she told me, and I'm like, you got to come on. You got to come on Wave Group, and you've got to do this session. You've got to tell brokers how you've unlocked this miracle in your market. And so, Amy, tell us a little bit about yourself because you're the reason why we're here. And then tell us about your company, your team. Everybody here is going to be really interested in your market share, number of units, that kind of stuff. So if you can just kind of give us a tour around you and your business, I'd really appreciate it.
You bet. Thank you for having me, Victor. I'm honored. Hello, all, and thank you for your time today. Amy Stockberger, like you said, I am the broker owner of Amy Stockberger Real Estate here in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. We are a team of we still run as a teamerage. We have
That's a new word, right? A teamerage?
Yeah, we're a broker who still runs as a teamerage. And my husband and I are the owners of it. We have about 20 some agents. We run over 10% of our local market share ever since I created my lifetime lead strategy. I'm the mom of two. My oldest actually went to his first closing when he was 2 weeks old. Been to more open houses than any kid probably should ever have to be, because when I started 25 years ago, I was broke as a joke. And so I'm like, all right, that baby's coming with me. And so he ended up, obviously not wanting to be in the business, and then changed mind his high school year, got licensed in high school, sold his first house in high school, bought his first house. Now he runs our agent support and training. And then we have Legend, who came to us through adoption, and he just had his gotcha day, his 8th gotcha day. And he's on payroll too. He's the ambassador of fun. Yes.
Did he inspire the baby Victor and the baby Amy?
Yes. It's such a cute little faces, aren't they? I just wanted to kiss both of our faces.
Amy did this really clever thing to help us market this webinar. I don't know if you guys see that or not, but if you go on my social media or Amy's social media, you'll see that she created these little babies that are like, hey, I'm Amy and I'm Victor. And we're talking. It was like all done with AI. It was really cool. I loved it. Thank you for doing that. Great.
Yes. Well, I kind of not to finish that full circle for you. So again, been in the business for 25 years. We have built a repeat and referral business that is over 90% repeat and referral, that also added in other high levels of revenue stream and lead generation, all revolving around providing lifetime home support, basically having a system and a strategy for every step of the home buying and selling process, before, during, and forever, not only for their home ownership needs, but for enhancing their human experience. And it's allowed us, like I said, to get over 10% market share, but it's also, and keep really sticky to our clients. Every one of our clients, we usually turn into 5 more. And that was a big realization, aha moment for me before I created this. But it's also allowed us to stay sticky to our good agents. We have like 7.5-year agent tenure. And that's a really high tenure in our industry, to have agents, because we're giving them not just sales and leads, but ways to multiply that. My vision is big, juicy legacies for everybody with my lifetime home support model. And yeah, I'm so excited to dig into it and tell you how I got there and where we're at
Yeah.
now.
Well, I love everything that you're not, Amy. Like when we talk, I mean, like you said, you're 20 people, so I do love the term teamerage,
Mhm.
because you are a brokerage, but the when when I go to conferences or get on webinars, all I hear are these guys that are running teams talking about, lead to close, where we get our leads, how we reduce the cost of lead generation, how we convert at higher rates, yada yada yada. And I'm like, that sounds like math. It doesn't sound like working with customers. So like in your business, I mean, are you paying for all that portal exposure and stuff like that, or do you just kind of like whatever?
We have a very low ad spend that we pay because of what we've created. And really, like here, I had a really high ad spend for a long time. It was about 2014. I was like 10 years into my business. And I was just killing the before and during part of the transaction because those systems are one of my superpowers, and clients were so happy. And so I was like, okay, well, if they're so happy, I'm just going to keep them for life. And I know that it costs more to get a new client than to keep an existing one. So I thought I was so smart. I was running billboard ad campaigns to like $25,000 to $35,000 a year. And the only goal of those campaigns were to remind the people who knew, like, and trusted me to refer me and use me. And I
Yeah.
thought, oh yeah, I figured it out. I'm like, no, I didn't. That didn't serve my client whatsoever. That was such an ego spend. It was such a brand spend on what wasn't taking care of them after the transaction. And I had to get really, really, really into some extreme ownership that what was my point of difference? What was my unique value proposition that made me different than my competitors? And all I could come up with was some pretty sad evidence that here was my taglines. I was the expert at connecting buyers and sellers. I could sell your house, top dollar, shortest amount of, time on the market, most amount of money. I could help you find a house that matched your parameters and your budget. You guys, that is our literal job description. That is not a unique value proposition. That is what we are hired to do. It's like an attorney. You use an attorney because they say they passed the bar, or a surgeon who's like, I have steady hands, table stakes. We expect that. What else are you going to do to help serve my home ownership journey and my human experience journey? And one of my coaches says this all the time. We become entrepreneurs because we don't want people to tell us what to do. And then we become entrepreneurs and we're like, tell us what to do. Like,
Then you hire a coach to tell you what to do.
yeah, yes, tell us what to do. And so that's what I went looking for. I'm like, I want to go find a copy and paste model that takes care of clients for life, that I can put into my business and make my own. And I couldn't find anything that was all inclusive. So it's like, screw it, I'm creating one. And so I just went hard in the paint and figuring out what would be something that I could stay in front of my clients, serve them for life, and be of value to them through all these journeys that they're going to be in. And so we created, like I said, that system and strategy for every step of the home buying and selling process. So a unique value proposition for that very first homeowner getting out of renting into home ownership with a lease buyout, to the very last seller getting, selling that last house, going into senior care, and everything in between. But at the heart of it lives our VIP club and our vendor program. And our VIP club consists of a moving trucks. We have more than one. They can come used for life for free. And I monetize those right from the beginning because
Do I have to be moving to borrow
no,
your truck?
no, they buy
No,
or sell one time, they come and get the truck for free for life.
yeah,
Yep.
beautiful.
Moving supplies, all those things.
And
But
that truck has your name on it?
oh, it's branded everywhere. So yeah, that was the thing that my husband, who is my business partner, who's also a budget conscious man, which in South Dakota we call it a tight ass. But so when I said to him, like, I'm getting this, he's like, oh, monetize it, woman. And I'm like, okay, I will. So I just put ads on the back of it, sold it to my vendors who I knew it would be of service to. I'm
Oh, you
helping.
put their logos on it too?
Yeah, so I sold the ads off to them, helping them serve my target audience, which is their target audience. The
Sure.
truck gets 600 miles per hour, impressions per mile. But And I'll go over that. We will have a Q&A at the end.
Yeah,
If
we're
that's
gonna do Q&A at the end.
yeah.
So put your questions in there
Yeah.
and I promise we'll answer them all.
Yeah, and I have liability. I have that all figured out on this. But the truck, you guys, if I could go back, I wish I would have done the truck 10 years earlier. It was just such a no-brainer. It's serving my clients for life, not just my first-time home buyers. Our luxury comes and uses it too, because they bought a $20,000 couch they don't want to spend 500 bucks on getting it delivered. You know, those things, that just happens. They're humans. Or they want to run things to Goodwill or to the landfill or things like that. But it served our clients for life. It was a profit center. I firmly believe in taking as many profit centers or any expense centers you have, cost centers, and turning them into profit. So we monetized it. We have multiple trucks, all paid for by other people. It's a
All right, so
branding.
that's the first thing, the truck.
Yeah,
Everybody's seen that. Like that's not like there's no
no,
innovation there.
no, there's
But
easy,
it's a
easy.
staple. You should, but I mean, just literally every brokerage should have moving trucks.
It's so easy, so
Yeah.
easy.
What's the next thing?
Yeah, we added our party and tool shed at the same time. So
Now, this one I really love.
yes, cotton candy snow cone, popcorn machines, tables and chairs, margarita machines, bouncy houses, anything you can think of for them to have parties, because they don't have parties by themselves. They have them with all their friends. Our job is our sphere is always going to be our biggest lead source, right? So,
Yeah,
and
so
we think
so
like
when
5%.
I'm having a birthday party for my kid, I come over to Amy Stockbroker. She loads all this stuff up in the truck. I drive it to my house. I park it in front. I unload all the stuff. I leave the truck there because I got to take it back after the party or the next day. And then do you have your name on all of this stuff too?
Every piece of equipment is logoed with my name.
Now, do
Every
you have to go to every one of those parties or I bet your agents are
No,
at those parties.
no, not even for a second. But there, so like
Unless
last,
it's a good party.
yes. Well, I was at a bunch of graduation parties that had all my stuff at this every year that I go to, and they're always like, "Oh, hey, we have this." I'm like, "I know, my coolers are everywhere, my tables and chairs are everywhere, my bouncy houses, and my margarita machines." I mean, the stuff that people are they're having fun. And again, our goal, because our biggest lead source is always going to be our sphere, is to have our sphere talking to their sphere about us as often as possible in as good a way as possible everywhere they possibly can. And so it's just such an easy way for us to have not only that stickiness, but for them to be our marketing source, our advertising on, walking in human form, basically upselling us all the time, because we're not, again, focused on the B2C or the C to or the B2C, B2B, B2C. We're focusing on the H to H, that human to human connection on what is really important to them. And it's having their life, having all these experiences in their life that we automatically are a part of. And one thing, there is some tech involved, but it's not giant tech. So, but because I needed a way to run this, I built my own software for this. So on top of
A
having
reservation system.
yeah, and it's all branded. I white label this so it can be branded to every company who uses this in their business. But it's set up so that in the minute anybody checks out a piece of equipment, that agent who their client, they get notified so they can make a authentic touch point. Like, hey, saw you're getting the margarita machine in the bounce house. Oh, it's Susie's birthday. Awesome. Hey, who do you know that has a life change? It just allows them to be more authentically in touch and that law of reciprocity to kick in, because these clients are coming to this site to get something from us, not us coming to get something from them. Because our websites, they're not going back to our websites after they transact. They're watching us on social media, but they don't give a heck about our websites. They're
Mrs.
going
Lund calls it give to get.
yeah, I call it my serve, sell model. That's what it is. It's serve, sell. And it doesn't feel like selling because we're giving so much. And typically the client's asking, how much more do I have to pay for this? Yes. So the tool.
Wait, what is serve? Now, why did you say serve? I know you have an answer for 3 serves.
Yeah, well, that's everything we're doing. It's all of our pillars. So we have our unique value propositions, our serving of all those seasons. We have our VIP with everything that we offer for our moving trucks, our party supplies, our tool supplies, our online discount center. And then our other one is serve. We have a vendor program. Everybody has this, but we have a very systemized vendor program that we monetize at a high level and we use as the high lead generation that's caring for my clients. So it's all this circle of everything that we've created is feeding itself over and over again on there. So we're able to keep growing too, because we're authentically taking care of these problems that exist in people's lives.
Okay, so we got Amy Stockbroker Trucking,
Burger,
have
Stockberger.
Stockberger, we have
Yep.
Amy Stockberger Party Supplies.
Yep.
What's next?
Tool shed. So tools. So back in the day, I stole everything from Mr. Stockberger's garage. Is what I did. That's how I started this. But I think of ladders, commercial grade carpet cleaners, wheelbarrows, big fans when there's water in basement, like all the things that they usually don't want to rent, buy, or store. We have that they can come get for life for free. Again, all branded to us, but we're the ones that are known. And again, it causes our clients to be out there as our raving fans, telling everybody because they're getting so much service from us. And
Yeah.
the any type of it's fun.
My
Like
snowblower broke down, I can borrow yours.
right, yeah, anything. Yes, generators, the things that we have that are here. And I tell Mr. Stackberger, I'm like, hey, someday you'll have your own stuff, but until then, your stuff goes in here. But you buy something nice just other people are renting it, man. But the amount of reciprocation we get back in the form of referrals, like last May, I'm waiting for this May to get tallied because May is usually our biggest checkout month because of graduations and everything. Um, we had over 800 pieces of equipment checked out last May. And that same month, we reported over 50 sphere referrals. It's just a way, again, for clients to stay, to with the law of reciprocity, just to say our name in such a good way that anybody they know that has a life change, they know that we can take care of for life. And do you think that my agents had any issues when we had to redo the whole new buyer paperwork?
No.
Not, not a, and it's the hook we use when we're in the driveway meeting somebody cold that we haven't met. It's a, hey, has anybody told you how the buying process works? Also, let me tell you about my lifetime home support model on what you get. Our clients can save $20,000 in the first year, and the support and savings continues for life.
Boom.
Mhm.
That's pretty good. Now, I saw on your social media the other day that you have like at your office, you have like people can have parties at your office.
Yep. So we open up, we give our training rooms out to nonprofits. And same with all my VIP equipment. So my
Uh,
truck, nonprofits, all my VIP equipment, nonprofits, but we lead gen it too. There's a system for it. Does anybody who comes in goes into our nurture sequence, they have to be told, they get to sit down and talk to us, and we tell them about how we do things very differently. So it's a part of growing our business because I wish I would have started my business development department before I started an ISA department. Hands down, wish I would have done that. Um, but yeah, they can come in, clients can come in and have parties here in our training room. The caveat is that I have these big cluster TVs on one part of our big training room. They can use my two TVs in the front for anything they're presenting. Like Costco comes here once a month for one of their big things with all their big execs. Guess who's selling Costco houses? We are. We are. They come in, but I have to have my listings going on all the TVs. That's the caveat because you never know whose eyeballs are going to see a house that fits their friends, them, their
sure.
party. And same with my whole building is a whole walking marketing advertising mecca. From the minute they walk in, the bathrooms everywhere, our listings are everywhere, our home support team partners, our vendor program is everywhere, so that people can see like this isn't just a unique value proposition for us. This is our business model.
Mhm.
Lifetime home support is our business model.
Now, your vendor model, I know about this because you're a member of the Future of Real Estate Group, which are
Yep.
55 outstanding brokerages from across the country who collaborate. And it was my honor to be able to speak to that group and meet you in person.
Yes, it was so good.
Yeah, and San Diego isn't a bad place to visit, is it?
Yes.
So anyway, one of the things you were talking about there is that you hired a business development person. Now, business development is like one of the most generic terms that you could ever use for naming what somebody's job is. What does business development mean in your business, and what is that person responsible for?
Right. So, agreed with you on that. What I found is, again, we're super connectors, right? We connect clients, buyers and sellers together, but we also connect our clients to everything they need. They need from the lender to the HVAC to the dentist to the electrician. And I thought, while I was creating my lifetime home support model, I'm like, I need to incorporate this all together because first of all, my clients need this. So I need a systemized approach to get them in front of these people who I know they need. So just maybe making my stickiness even stickier, right? But I also wanted to serve or solve a solution for business owners locally. They're trying to grow their business. They're trying to attract and retain good talent. So how could I build a program that helped them do that with a target market reach that kept their brand omnipresent and provide a solution for them attracting and retaining good talent, all the while using that as a lead generation system and then charging them. So I created my home support team partners because I'm serving them. I'm authentically helping.
This person works on commission, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Doesn't sell real estate, works on commission. Grows
Yes.
the business.
Yes. And so his job at the time when when I got big with this, we probably had about 50 vendors in there. We now have 100. They pay us $3,500 a year to be a part of the program. So before we even sell a house, we're profitable. But the big part about it, I feel, besides taking care of our clients for life, which is why, again, it kind of goes like this, is that they have to allow my business dad to go in and meet with their employees a minimum of 3 times a year to talk about how not only are we the experts at connecting buyers and sellers, but how we do it very differently with our lifetime home support model. And these are local companies that give our clients legendary care, preferential treatment, sometimes preferential pricing. And again, they're having a hard time keeping good talent like everybody, right? So we took all of my basically my VIP program and my model and packaged it into an employee benefit package that we offer their employees to help them stay with them. So they go into our nurture sequence too. Every meeting we have, 1 to 2 raise their hand that they are someone they know has a life change that's coming up. We're going to be doing one of the biggest deals we've ever done from an Ace Hardware, one of their employees that is coming in. I mean, the stickiness is so beautiful, but the one thing that I wished I would have known back then is that you should, as an owner, have somebody who's in charge and meeting with local businesses and figuring out a way to solve a problem for them where you become the obvious solution. So that's where it is.
When we worked with a new tech company called Matterport that's not so new anymore, one of the ways that we encouraged our brokerage firms to really adopt this bleeding edge technology, which was not at all cheap, very expensive to buy the camera, expensive and technical to operate, expensive to host those videos. We're like, this needs to be more than just a piece of candy. This is quite a bit of work in order to deploy this technology and really get into the 3D stuff and the dollhouses and things like that. I just told the brokerages, buy this thing. Of course, you're going to do your homes, and agents will pay you to go to scan a home, but go scan every business in the marketplace.
Right.
And then help them market their own business by like putting it up on Google and other places and on your website. Like, you want to be a local expert? Show them what it's like to go to Harry's Bar or whatever, this diner,
Totally.
whatever.
Totally.
Meet the owner and actually create content that helps market you're good at marketing and you have all the tools for marketing. You can market these businesses just as effectively as they can with the tools that you already have. Help them help themselves.
Totally. And that is my line I tell, because I teach agents how to do this across the nation too, teams, brokerages to do this. But that's a limited belief that I feel people have, that they're like, oh, I feel like I can't ask them that. Like, no, you're authentically serving them because you are good at marketing. That's your core job is marketing. And so you are offering to help them and then do it through a target market reach. I mean, even the backlink of putting somebody's company on your website, where you're going to help them with the SEO on backlinks is bananas.
I know.
And so my home support team partner or department is my favorite department, because think about this, Victor, even when I have Kevin as my biz dev, even when he meets with a company and it's not in alignment with their goals, I just paid him for a 20-minute conversation to talk about my company to somebody who owns a business who likely has 5% of their sphere who's going to transact in the next 12 months. And now I just paid him to have a one-on-one appointment with them on how we do things very differently. That prospect lives in our nurture sequence. It still lives in that. So it's doing what NAR tells us to do every year, is to grow your sphere. It's your biggest lead source. And do it in a way that keeps you sticky, not only to your clients, but also to your agents. Because brokers hear this, because your agents, they struggle with making conversations to their clients. They just do, because not only because they're lazy, all of them, but because they authentically don't have anything to say. My program gives my agents something to say every week. Like, we auto send out with AI, scrape every part of our HST, send them based upon the week of the year, agents on Monday, like, here's your talk tracks for your clients this week. these are all the vendors that are offering this week. This is why they're going to need them. Here's your talk track set up so that you can be of service during your hour of hours instead of calling and like, who do you know who wants to buy or sell a house? Ah, that's awful.
Oh, wait, so if I just get a list of homeowners and I send them a postcard, that's not the most effective way to sell real estate?
No. This is one of my favorite girls we created. So this, oh wait, we during our
I
buyer
can't see it. You
walkthroughs.
gotta move, you gotta push it real forward. Okay.
Yes, our buyer walkthroughs.
Oh, right on. Can people
Okay.
scan it? Hold on.
Our final, yep, our
Let's see
final
if it
walkthrough.
works. I'm gonna see if it works. Heck yeah, it works.
So that brings me to my client facing home support team. But we put these next to garage door openers, on their furnace, underneath their cabinets, reminding our clients that we are their lifetime home support partner. They're getting up-to-date information about all my vendors on my program. They're seeing my brand every time they walk in the house. I guarantee you when they don't own those houses, that sticker is likely still going to be there. And it's just another way for me to authentically serve my vendors and help them grow their business. The less churn I have on that program.
Put that QR code on every appliance in the house, like open up the HVAC, the water, put it on there. Because
Yeah,
you have a water problem, like you go in there and that's the first thing you're looking for is who do I call? You know,
totally.
call in.
It lives everywhere. It
I
lives
got
everywhere.
I know.
Yes.
I
We call it
love
our stick it, scan it, solve it. I mean, with new agents, I send it out to in their intro postcards. I send it, I'm like, then we pay for another whole round to send out to their whole sphere with this. Like here, now it's this, it's coming back and advertising it on there. So we use that everywhere. But vendors, I think sometimes people forget with the business development that it's not just like the vendor program. Think about all the companies in your industry or in your market that don't fit a home servicing business. But
Yeah.
our big companies who have, they're bringing in talent from out of market because they're always looking for good talent, right? And they're trying to keep good talent. So think of like surgical centers or call centers or engineering firms or all these other things, all these other bigger companies. You can go in, what we've done is we call it our corporate partnerships. We go in and we offer to take that off of HR's plate. Like, I'm going to sell the city, you sell the company. You don't have to ever worry about selling the city. I got it. I have a whole relocation integration service powered by Lifetime Home Support. Not only are we going to get them relocated in, but we're going to integrate the whole family so you have a productive employee. Because if you have
This is where they're going to go to school. And my neighbor, Sally, is the teacher for third grade.
Yeah.
She's going to be teaching your daughter. Oh, my kid goes there too.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
Best place to go get Botox. Who can I meet them with? Because an unproductive employee is costing that company a ton of money. So we sell it to the companies like, we're going to make sure your employee stays productive. We're going to relocate everybody in, and then we're going to offer up all these benefits to your employees as well. And I have this one engineering firm who shut down a place 50 miles north of us and moving 17 people in. They wrote me into their employment agreements because of our corporate partnership program we have with them. So it's just little things that you can easily go and just create the lift to those companies, go solve a problem for them and get in front of them and show them how you can help better their employees' lives.
Now, what about, I noticed, I'm sorry, I did kind of stalk you on Instagram.
That's good.
You have like a storage rental thing going?
Yes. So yes. So when I created this program, I was in another building and created this in 2014, 15 is really where it got its legs. In 2019, we moved into this building and I have about 5,000 square foot of climate controlled storage units in the back of my building that clients can come in. And so basically we're a one-stop shop. They can do everything here if they need it. And we offer our active clients 30 days free. So they can come in and use it. Because oftentimes it's just that short-term 90-day fix that they need between getting.
Yeah, you gotta remove the hoarder stuff from the house.
Yeah.
So you can lift it.
Right. Like I have a solution, and us having a solution provides so much security for our clients, and we are 100% their advisor for life. And that's how they teach wealth advisors to build businesses, right? And that's another reason why I did this. I haven't talked about that, but I was also looking back in the day when I was creating this is how can I create something that lasts beyond me? And I couldn't find anywhere that said, Amy, this is how you create a business you can sell. This is how you do it. But a repeat and referral business is not a job. It's actually a business where you can walk away and somebody else can step into it. And it's worth 50 to 100% more. So I wanted to create a system where I could build this, and same for my agents. I'm like, I'm building your businesses up so you can one day turn around and sell these. This is what I want for you.
Yeah, like a more mature version of some of the things that you're doing is Watson Realty down in Jacksonville. And Mr. Watson, he owns an HVAC company, he owns an
Mm,
electrical company, he owns a landscaping company, he owns a roofing company, he owns a painting company.
everything.
He
Mm,
also like nobody really knows how many doors they own versus how many doors they property manage, but all
wow.
those businesses are busy all the time, but it's like the Watson trucks are rolling around a very big city and a very growing city in Jacksonville, Florida. And he's expanded his business. I think he goes all the way to Orlando now. Just it's a great company. It's a leading RE business and one of the finest real estate companies on the planet, and one of the most successful. They're multidimensional. They
I love it.
you need to buy a building, you need to buy a house, you need to rent a place, you got a place you want us to rent for you. Like, what do you need? Like, we're in the shelter business. Like anything you need. Developers, no problem. We've got friends at the city. Well, like we'll make sure that you're friends with them too, and you can do your development and we'll sell it out for you. Like they want to be a business partner in everyone in their whole community.
I love that.
They
And then
like yeah, they take, you're 20 people, they're doing it with, 2,500 or whatever, but still.
wow, that's amazing. I love that.
What did we miss, Amy? Did we get it all?
Let's see, we have I have an online discount center that saves our clients $5,300 a year on over 100,000 national big brands. So think
That's
like
like you have like your custom Amazon store for everybody.
basically, yeah, that gives it and it sends out information to our clients, not just locally, but I also use that as a lead pillar for people who move out of market because sometimes we forget about them that they're a good lead source still. Because typically every one of our clients gets us 5 more clients, and so minimum on that. And so we have that. It's just it stays with them for life. That's part of the packaging I've used for the employee benefit discount center. But again, it's allowed us to be 90%, repeat and referral. And my little team of 20 is, ranked top 50 in the United States from South Dakota. We're the fifth least populated state. So I know it works. And as I've taught brokerages and teams around the nation to do it, they're adding in like a minimum of 2 to 4 additional units of serving people a year. And my goal is to build a tribe of servipreneurs who elevate the client experience before, during, and forever. And by doing that, they can build a business they love and they can one day exit with a healthy exit strategy.
I love it. Well, listen, you've been so generous by
Yes,
telling us about your business and all the great things that you're doing. Everybody we'll send this video out to a whole bunch of people and then I guess if anybody needs help, they have more questions or they can hire you to come and help them build this out in their business too, right? Like
totally.
you're
Yep.
you're amazing. So thank you so much, Amy. And I'm just so inspired by everything that you've done. And it's one thing to have a good ideas, it's another thing to execute them. And we can tell like you work. You're doing. So I really love it. Thank you so much. Really happy to have you here today. And folks, if you want to understand the real deal, somebody who's out there really doing it.
Well, follow me on Instagram at Amy Stockberger. Help DM me, I'll help you out. Yeah,
There
thank
you
you.
go.
Honored to be on here with you, Victor. I always love spending time with you.
Yeah, for sure. All right. Thank you so much. Take care.
Yeah. Yep. Bye bye.